Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome back to, I guess, part 2 of this stream. So I disabled the DVR thing now again because I'm pretty sure that's what made it crash. We streamed for like literally 6 hours straight earlier and it was fine. And then I turned DVR on earlier just to try to test it and, you know, so we could look back in the stream. But because some people were requesting for it again, but it did not want to work. And yeah, hopefully the stream could be found pretty easily. But yeah, I just disabled the DVR thing, so you won't be able to look back in the stream once again. I'm not sure what it is with that setting. It just hates that setting. It just really hates that setting. The playback being available on the video. So once again, I have disabled it, so hopefully we should not crash again. But yeah, that was weird. Or not weird, but it's annoying, to say the least. Yeah, currently we're still trying to get this down. We're midway through Hall of Guardians, though we're probably going to lose because we got Van Barrack in play, which is going to make it not desirable at all. Okay, actually I should probably be focusing all in on Van Barrack. Shouldn't have threw that one poke earlier. Over there. I don't think we might be able to kill first slot before he even gets to do anything. That would also be useful. The biggest issue is we're going to die to Van Barrack by the end of this. The Dragon Soul version is way easier than this one. The problem with the Van Barrack version is it does a lot of full AoE damage. And you normally die before you really get to start going and getting your team rolling. So Draco's 1337 is going to hit like 100% chance to hit his 25% chance. There's got to be something about that along those lines. Gonna take it that way just so we get red. Oh, extra turn too, nice. Actually might be able to start pressing first thought. Some. Okay, we still have board control with this thing, and stun if we need, though he is impervious, though. So it's not going to work as well, I guess. Still need to find a way to deal with his last slot, though. I guess for now we just go for a bunch of mana accumulation off of that. Nice, another Gargoyle. If only I would have done that earlier Gargoyle on it. I'd almost be dead right now. I'll be careful, I don't want that to die. Speaking of dead, I'll take yellow for now to get HP buff on a somewhat following turn. You know what? I'm actually going to go for it now, just in case. Oh, that exploded. Ah, that's exactly why I didn't want a random skull like that, just killing it. Which probably still will, but... ideally we can keep it alive. If we can keep these 4 into final battle, I'm not sure if I ever brought one of each into final battle yet. Also, we just killed Van Barrack, pretty much. We might be in the clear as long as Draco's 1337 is not lucky. Is that enough gargoyle damage to kill? Is that enough to kill it adjacent? It is enough to kill it adjacent. That is really good. It doesn't have any spell reduction, right? That's 180... how much damage is that? That's 185 damage. And 185 divided by 2 is 90... oh, that's probably more than enough. But, okay, let's do that. Throw that there. Hello, Roberto. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Isabel. Welcome back. Yeah, I disabled the, the playback thing again. I turned it back on for a little while, but I don't know. I think we're just gonna have to permanently keep it off forever. We'll still have the videos posted after the fact, but I think I am just gonna need to permanently keep it off, at least with my current internet connection. We'll try it again probably once we have better internet and a new computer and everything. But in the current state of how we have things set up, I really can't be turning it on, because it is noticeably crashier every single time we do. It doesn't mean it doesn't crash when it's disabled, but it's a lot less likely that it does. Oh, I did not want him to get in that kill. That's very unfortunate. We can still make this work, though. Just a lot less likely. So close, yet so far. I'll grab that red for now. Also, this will be the last attempt we do at this today. Do I go for egg? I feel like I should kill egg before he gets a baby dragon cast. Do we have enough adjacent? No, we don't have enough adjacent. Wait, do we have enough adjacent after attack buff? No. I don't think so. Let's see, what are we dealing with as far as how much damage we need? We would need him to do 230. Can you do 230 after that? Probably not, no. It wouldn't be enough of a buff. It'd be able to do like 210, 220 something. But it wouldn't be 230. So I'm just going to go for it directly. Oh, of course they would get Baby Dragon too. That's awful. We probably just lost because of that, actually. I think we're probably still going to lose even without that, but that definitely sealed it. No, we might still have it. Though not having Silent Sentinel for the final battle is a really big disadvantage. Could you imagine Baby Dragon actually hitting first slot? It has enough damage to kill if it randomly did hit it. No! Skull, why did I take the safer option? I could take those Browns. Oh, it's over. Rip. Rippity rip. That is unfortunate. But yeah, we'll stop giving attempts for today. Hello, Chris Border. Hello, Stacy. Hello, Bobby. Let's see. It's slightly difficult to find the live stream tonight. Oh, that's because it crashed earlier. Because we were trying to do the playback thing again. But it wasn't working, so we just disabled it again. Hopefully it doesn't crash now. It shouldn't. It seems to behave itself a lot more when we don't have it on. But anyways, let's go do a bunch of metal farming. We're still in a position where we do need to be doing metal farming. Well, that's never not going to be the case. But next weekend, I'm probably going to be getting a lot of grind on it. But I did want to get a little bit this weekend too. Let's see, get into explore, get into fights, get into battle, and should be good to go. I'll mostly do it to Scorpius spam, of course. The components of which are still available this weekend. It is still the Mystic Scales week after all. The Uriali is in Event Key Drop Table, and the Scorpius is in Soulforge. So you can get this entire team from various aspects in the game if you want to go and get it. Scorpius Soulforge, Uriali Event Key. And you'd be able to get the entire thing. Because obviously the other two components are really easy. Mountain Crusher and the Leprechaun. Also, I feel a lot more stuttery today. Sign of lack of sleep. I'll definitely catch up tonight. But yeah, if anyone still has any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, main goal, grind, and hopefully get Anisha. Can you imagine getting Anisha tonight? We would actually get plus 5 magic if we did. And that we can do a +4 into a +1 when I say that. Which isn't as viable, but there are some instances where you'd want much more magic. And even that extra 1 would be worth it. Okay. Scorpius, do your thing. And then it goes. But yeah, I do believe I am going to be sticking with this encoder that we're currently using. So far out of any of them, it's the best one I've used so far. And it's also free. I've never tried the paid version of XSplit before. Actually, I've never even tried XSplit before. Oh, we did not get an extra turn yet. That's like the only other like extremely commonly used streaming program that I haven't used yet. I've tried pretty much every single other one other than that though. Oh, as far as Mixer, we kind of ended up stopping just because the whole multi-stream thing just wasn't really working out. Yeah, every single time some kind of like really big error would happen with the stream. There wasn't a single time where something didn't go wrong. I'll grab that for now and just get the other hit. But there's still some things I want to add to this interface. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. Will very soon. Soon, TM. Oh, do I still have the code on copy paste? I hope so. Okay, good, I do. Just double checking. Is there a schedule that tells you what's going to be coming up in Soulforge? No. Soulforge is random per week. We know what won't be in Soulforge, but we'll never know what is going to be in Soulforge. Because there's a table that it drops from, and nothing can drop twice in a certain cycle. However, it's completely random which one it drops. And we don't know that until the actual Monday reset. Not even the devs would know that info. The info is nowheres because it doesn't get generated until the event switches over. So it's literally impossible to know ahead of time. And the only reason we could approximately know sometimes is since none of them repeat twice on a certain cycle, whatever hasn't been done on a certain cycle you would know are options. So if there's like 10 troops that haven't been done of a certain cycle, you would know that one of those, 4 of those 10 would end up being what goes for the legends or the mythics. Okay, we just got a token Anisha. I thought that was a, wait! That is Anisha! Oh! We got Anisha! That's a code right there. I thought that was an Anu for a second. And I was like, oh, it's just an Anu, but that's still good. But no, that's Anisha. We just got Anisha. Nice. That's actually +1 magic right there. We can now go do, +5 magic if we want to. Really cool. So now if we go click this. Boom. Nice. Now to get a billion more of those. We need so many more of those things. But it's only a badge, not a medal. I wish that was a medal. But there we go. We are now almost halfway to having 3 medals of Anisha. In 1 to 2 more tokens of Nisha, we are halfway to having 3 medals of Nisha. We grab there, we'll get a mountain. Alright, there's a redeem code used on gemsawar.com with the game code section. Invite code on new settings menu, redeem code's right over in chat. And same thing as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. Okay, next battle. What do we have here? Nice instant extra turn. That is exactly what we want to see. This thing's rolling much quicker. What's the symbol in the bottom middle? Oh, that's just my logo thing. Well, technically, this one is... which way am I pointing? This one is technically the logo thing that I made. But I had someone else do like the same thing, but more in like an Ouroboros style. And yeah, that's basically what it came out as. That was from a while back. That was like 4 years ago. Actually, that was before I even had channel back ages ago. And I still had that logo from when I did... I made it like really soon after college, in case I ever needed it for anything. And then I just started using it for the channel eventually. Or did I say college? I meant high school. Oh yeah, the 2 logos are different. They both use the same symbol though. One's the minimalistic version of it, and the other one's the more complicated version. If you click the icon 100 times, you get a special pop-up. Probably not. Also, that is one thing we unfortunately can't do with YouTube, though. They don't support GIFs for their, or GIFs, however you say it, for their emoji things, unfortunately. Which would have been pretty cool. But they have to be static images. Do we have an let's see counter? No. So that'd be funny if we made like a function for it. It would be possible to set something up, though that would take a little while. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing that anytime soon. Where we could actually have a ticker that would go up every single time I said a certain thing. I believe that wouldn't be too hard to end up implementing. I would need to look into it eventually. Obviously, we wouldn't be doing that anytime, even remotely soon. But I believe that is technically possible. To have something that picks up on a certain like audio thing, and then just counts how many times. Oh yeah, it's just all the math symbols combined, or all the basic math symbols combined, basically. Always been pretty big into math. I don't know any like excessively advanced math, but I don't know, I've always enjoyed it. Okay, good. We got extra turn right off the start, or right off start. Get that over. Get her of self Scorpius, and just clear the board. Oh no, I'm not under the weather. I'm just tired. I got 2 hours of sleep last night. We'll be catching up on sleep after stream. Yeah, I'm not under the weather. Well, I have been coughing a bit and stuff, but that's not for that reason. Just because of lack of sleep. Oh no, I just couldn't sleep last night. Just one of those nights. Not too big a deal though. I don't know why. I feel like Thursdays into Fridays seem to be like my worst days for sleep. And then we kill with the other Scorpius. Oh yeah, no equal sign. There's no way you could fit an equal sign in that, I don't think. Hall of Guardians can do that to you. True. Very true. You're not wrong. No, that's not the reason. Also, I didn't even get to checking into streams today. Has the audio been fine for everything? I assume so, because no one's mentioned a single thing the entire time. But I never actually specifically tested the audio. Like, I tested the field just to make sure neither of them were, like, too far off. But I haven't actually heard what the audio sounds like through this encoder. I also have no filter on the mic. So right now, the audio you're hearing is completely unfiltered mic. Doesn't have any noise cancellation, doesn't have anything on it right now. We'll go for explosion. Get ourselves everything going again. Actually, we'll take skull first. Then we'll get everything going. The Ed Sheeran albums. Does he actually use a similar logo? I don't know, what does this album look like? I don't have Chrome or anything open because I don't have a browser open now in order to test how the stream would go without it open. But, yeah, what does this album look like? That was made way, way before that, though. Like, that symbol was made as early as 2013? 2014? And we've been using it on the channel since, I believe, 2015, I think? Somewhere around there. Are you exploring to, so that you can get to a token? Yes, we actually just got Anisha. We ended up getting Anisha about like 5-10 minutes ago. Still trying to get +3 medals of Anisha. And with 3 medals of Anisha, we can have +12 magic. Whereas right now we can only have +5 magic. But we're getting there. Oh yeah, that's something else I haven't tried doing yet either. I haven't tried hooking up the Switch Pro controller to PC yet. Though the only problem with that compared to a Joy-Con is you can't hold it with one hand. Because that was one of the benefits of a Joy-Con is that you could one-hand it and then have the mouse on the other hand. It's one of the few instances I would say a Joy-Con is actually better. But for whatever reason, recently hasn't been picking up as a controller, which is weird. You can run Explorer level 12 with Titan class if you want to. Running it like Mang style or something like that. It'd be a little bit slower than some of the other options that exist, but if you don't have anything to run it with, it would be fine. It's just instead of 30 seconds per battle, it might be closer to like a minute per battle, but you'd still be able to get it done. So where on earth is our extra turn? We even have Storm and everything. We still haven't gotten one. Still haven't gotten one. What is this? Oh, I could have gone around right there. Okay, that one was my fault though. But luckily, all cascaded into place. Let's get that down. Grab herself another explosion. Oh yeah, I'm currently running Titan. Main reason for this is for the Brown Storm and for Barrier on Brown are the main 2 reasons. The Brown Storm in particular is actually extremely irrelevant with this team because it makes it so Leprechaun has Brown Storm active for his explosion, which helps get the team rolling. And generally gives both of those full mana. Not always, but more often than not. Yes, Titan is the class we're running now. Titan just with stun, extra attack, some extra brown thing. But the most relevant things are Brown Storm, Barrier on Brown, and Explode every extra turn. Which helps do some more board clear for mana accumulation. The whole team is centered around getting Scorpius cast twice as quickly as possible. Instead of Reality, you can use Web Spinner. However, use the Web Spinner in front of your Leprechaun, not behind. So like switch those 2 and make it Web Spinner. Yeah, brown color in general is really, really strong in the current state of the game. Has been for like a year or 2 now. Some people do prefer Apothecary instead of Leprechaun. I personally find Leprechaun to be better, but people have mentioned the other way around that Apothecary is better. I don't know, I personally prefer Leprechaun. It's really more so a personal choice as far as which one you prefer using it with. Main reason I like Leprechaun is you don't have to figure out where you want to cast, because you just simply click the button and it's already going to cast. Whereas the only slight issue with casting with something like Apothecary is while it might do slightly more mana accumulation in particular instances, and have a bit more control over everything. The big issue is you actually have to target specifically where you want it, whereas Leprechaun has no downtime in its ability. An elhay emoji to the Discord. Yes, you can add an elhay emoji to the Discord if you want. I don't think I'll be adding it to the channel, or at least not anytime soon, just because of how limited we have for options. But we might do it to the channel too eventually. Hello, Zach! Haven't played in a few months because the late game was way too grindy. Ha ha ha! About that. About that. You came back today and a lot has changed. How do you get back into the game? You grind. No. About that. They added like the most grindiest thing in the history of this game in like probably around that time that you just went away, which is kind of funny. They added medals, which is actually what we're farming for right now. And they are basically these, currently somewhat hard to get. There will be other methods to get into the future. But currently they are really, really grindy off of Explore. However, you do get some of the best gold rates in the game. You get like 300 to 400,000 gold per hour using something like what we're doing right now. But you have to do a lot of it to get a bunch of tokens. And those tokens are used to give you global bonuses, as well as giving you upgrades to various troops. That's probably the biggest thing you missed, is everything in regard to medals. I didn't cover. I covered a video this morning that went over a good majority of it. It didn't cover every single aspect, but it covered like the actual usage, the excess usage, a little bit more. It didn't go over the farming one. I have a separate video that went over like teams for it and everything. But I think it was linked to the end of the video I just posted this morning. So those two videos are probably what you'd want to watch, because that's a good majority of what happened in the last 3 months, is medals and medals. We did technically get a mini patch a few days ago, but it's pretty much a relevant patch as far as what was in it. Really small quality of life stuff. Most relevant thing was the like a month or two ago when we got the medal update. Actually, not a month or two ago. It was last month. It was midway through last month. I think actually it's been about exactly a month ago. That was one of the bigger updates we've gotten for a while. So I kind of want that came in the update prior to that, because medals were just so large that it overshadowed everything. We'll get Mountain there. And then get our Scorpius rolling again, ideally. Can we get Mountain going? Yes. Can we get an extra turn? Hopefully. Doesn't seem to be going too well. That's really unlucky. There we go. That was a really long time without an extra turn. And he's dead. Oh, there was a post on it on the forum that said they were going to fix the issue with guild chests. I'm not sure if it's currently been fixed yet or not, but they are looking into it. It was not intended for them to nerf it like that. It was just an oversight on their part where they changed some coding and it changed that. But yeah, they are looking into fixing it, if it isn't already. Though I have no clue if it actually is fixed right now. If anyone knows, do let me know. Let's see. Yes, the metal video did mention Yagway. There are a few different options that are similarly as good as him, but I ended up going down the Yagway route. But no, he was mentioned in the video. I mentioned Yagway, Queen Titania, and I completely forget the other two. But those are the two most relevant ones to do first for sure, hands down legend-wise, is Yagway and Queen Titania. There's even an argument to be made that Queen Titania is actually even better than Yagwe as far as meddling is concerned. The only reason I went for Yagwe more, first is I feel like I use it for more things, even though Queen Titania would theoretically be slightly better with it. Up, 2 more badges. No medals though. Got like 3 badges in a row. We got a Nisha, we got a the Cedric, and we got the Yasmin. But no medals. Too bad we didn't get a Nisha medal. That'd been so nice. Yeah, Scorpius is viable now. He's been viable since about a month ago. The new Explore system actually runs him as pretty much the best option in the game. He's also in Soulforge right now if you don't have him. However, there is a good chance he'll be completely useless again in like 2 months or so. So do be wary of that if you do end up opting for him. So definitely go and use it as much as you possibly can next Vault event and stuff if you are going to bother getting him before the end of this week. Because he might not be usable in about a month or 2. Because once he's not viable for Explore anymore, he's just going to be dead content again. But currently, he's one of the best farming troops in the game, oddly enough. Because he can win these battles on average about 30 seconds each. Give or take a little bit. And normally it's around 30 seconds. Like that one was probably closer to almost 20. But the average is around 30 each. And of course we have some that take longer. What do you think about this team for Explorer? The team is without Scorpius. Shiota Verskea, Tesla, and Holy Saint Astra. If you're gonna bother running the Shiota Verskea route, I would honestly just say go for Rowain and just do it that way. I don't feel like if you're gonna use Shiota Verskea, I don't feel like there's any troop that you would ever use it with other than Rowain in almost every single situation. There might be a few, like let's say Ketris for an upscaling piece of content that you don't have an alternative for, but in most situations the only thing you would really use it for is Rowain because it would gain the most amount of value from the extra armor. Because Tesla only gains one benefit of every 2 armor, whereas Rowain does the inverse of that. It gains 2 value for every 1 armor. Basically meaning Rowain gets 4 times the value from armor than a Tesla does, for example. Which is one of the reasons you normally want to go down the Rowain route. Of course, it's physical damage rather than true damage, but given that it's 4 times the value rather than 1/4, it's worth it to go down Rowain. Plus, it's cheaper that way anyways. Okay, glad to see the stream's been doing healthy since we turned down the DVR thing. But yeah, I'm really sorry for anyone that does want that feature. While I do want to keep it on too, at least for the foreseeable future at the moment, I do need to keep it disabled. Just because it is really noticeably deteriorating the quality of the stream every single time. To the point that it sometimes crashes like it did earlier, about a half an hour ago. Doesn't mean we won't eventually turn it back on once we get like see if our service provider can get a better service and everything going. But I don't know, we'll just have to kind of judge it once we reach that point. But for now, we'll have to keep it disabled. You'll still be able to watch it after the fact though, any streams. These will obviously be uploaded. You just won't be able to do it during the stream itself. How does the new challenge system work? Are they worth doing? No. For the most part, they're not worth doing. I haven't even done all of them yet. They're best rewards on tier 5, though. So if you're going to do them all up to tier 5. The tier 5 gives 7 gem keys and 3 event keys, I believe it was. So across all the kingdoms, you get like over 210 gem keys and over like 90 event keys. Out of all the challenges, it has the highest gem value of any challenge. Actually, it has such a high gem value that doing tier 5 challenges has a higher gem value than all of the other challenges combined. So 1 to 10, not counting 5, is worth less gems than just doing tier 5. Or, you know, reaching it and just doing tier 5. That's how much tier 5 is worth from a gem value perspective. And it's the only really, really good loot out of any of them. Though I personally haven't bothered doing much of them. There's just like no particular necessity for doing so. If you have any other questions, let me know. But I believe those were like the two biggest things. Is the challenge system rework and the explore system rework in the last few months. I don't think too many other things important happened within that time. Though metals was definitely the biggest thing. There we go. Take this out. Get our last little bit of metals. Let's go for that for now. Okay, if anyone has any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm probably going to start slowly wrapping up for tonight. As I mentioned earlier, I do need to catch up on sleep. So I want to get to bed at a reasonable hour tonight. But we'll be back tomorrow morning around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be going and doing grinding for the rest of Bounty Hunter, finishing that out. And then probably messing around with a little bit more token grinding. And then probably going into Pokemon again. And hopefully have that up around 1 or 2 or so. As far as Pokemon, the stream itself in the morning should be around 10 or so. And then we'll go from there. Now let's get our explosion. See if we get a Scorpius follow-up. Nice, get our turn for the poisons. And one more, we'll kill it out. Can we get lucky? Can we get 2 Nishas in a single night? I hope so. How is our luck today? Actually, we might need to keep going if we get another Nisha right now. That was very, very excessively unlikely. Nope. We got a Cedric and we got a guard. Not better than nothing. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Any other anything? You're actually quite excited that there's stuff to grind for. Oh yeah, I personally love the medal system. I feel like they could have still done a little bit of tweaks to it, and they are going to be addressing it some more in version 5.0. Because they mentioned that they're setting this up more so for 5.0, but 5.0 is until like midway through next year, which is a little bit late. They were going to originally do it towards like early next year, but it seems to have got pushed to like summer next year, if even then, but probably summer next year for 5.0 patch. And then the medal system should be a little bit more fleshed out, apparently. But currently, I really feel like they need to add at least one other location other than Explore to get these things. Because right now, the only problem with content in the game is you're almost forced to have to do Explore. Because if you're in like all the way at the end of endgame, like you have literally everything and the only thing you're missing is tokens, the only place you could do it is Explore. So you're kind of stuck in Explore forever to go and grind those out in the current state of the game. It would be nice if they had it spread out a little bit more than just Explore. Recommendations for next Soulforge Mythic. As far as what do you really have? Iron Gut is always a good option if you don't have it. Scorpius, right now, if you have the diamonds for it, is a really good option, especially if you already have Ariali. Though it can be used without it, though it's a little bit slower. That's only going to be relevant for probably another few months, though, the Scorpius option. Other than that, Aquaticus, if you didn't end up getting her several months back, is pretty decent utility to have. Obviously, Infernus, stuff like that. Two Fairish Ra's, still pretty good. Souls are probably starting to get to the point where they go downwards eventually once you start grinding metals at a quicker rate, especially if they end up adding more methods to end up accumulating them, because the more metals that come into the game, the more souls are going to be taken out of the game, since you need to spend at minimum 60,000 souls per troop to get it maxed, on top of, you know, the initial soul cost of like 7,000 or 8,000 or whatever it was. And it is super, super expensive. I think it comes out to a total of like over 30 million souls. I forget the exact math on it. Something really, really high. And obviously our soul stack is not even that high. What was that? Oh, the controller for the TV. Whoops, TV just threw, the TV just fell right into the, it fell right into the starburst left over from Halloween. It fell right in there. Go figure. Go. Any other questions? You missed the beginning. Did you do Bounty Hunter yet? Oh, we did Bounty Hunter on the previous stream. We did all of our Bounty Hunter in the previous stream. We'll also be finishing it up tomorrow morning at around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or so. But yeah, we almost got it done. That was all in the previous stream. Like, literally the entirety of the morning stream was Bounty Hunter. And now we just need, like, a few more battles and we'll be good to go. And we'll get that done tomorrow morning. Let's see. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be... oh, wait, I missed one other question. Would it be one of the best cards if it had Explode X Gems or Crate X Gems? Possibly, because of poison options with it. There are still things to have immune to Scorpius, though, or ways to work around them. But when you're up against AI, they don't really have it. So it'd be really broken if you had mana accumulation against AI like that. Oh, sorry, Mod Mark, what was your question? Oh, no, I just answered that. But yeah, he'd be pretty broken if he had that. At least against AI. Against human players, maybe not as much. But definitely against the AI, like Explorer and stuff, it'd be even more broken than it already is. It doesn't really need it, though. They ended up getting rid of his cap. He used to have a cap where you can only cast once ever. So if you had multiple Scorpiuses, still only once across your entire team. And obviously, if you only had one, you could only cast once. But they ended up changing that. You don't think your metal... Oh, never mind. I already mentioned that earlier. That question. Okay, I think I got to everything then. I believe that was all the questions. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for stopping by. We'll be back, as I mentioned, around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, which is about 13 hours from now, to cover Gems of War content. We'll be back as well tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, about an hour prior to now tomorrow, to cover more Gems of War content. And around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, we'll do more Pokemon, which just ended up launching today. Pokemon Sword and Shield, particularly Shield version, though they're pretty much almost the exact same, other than some of the Pokemon and stuff available. But yeah, we'll be messing around with all that. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will catch all of you later. Thanks for stopping by, and good night.